I suppose I better say something. As you can see, I'm ready for bed. I'm just about to go to bed because I've got a big day tomorrow. Now, if you don't know, because school's finished, a lot of the night schools have started, so I put myself down. Now, I thought this week I'd go to St Myra's in Hindley. And I was thinking I might like to do something like macrame. You know, all that nice weaving that you do with rope, but no point in doing that. Mrs Slapsky, who I spoke to, she had a classist chocker, so I've got no chance of doing that. So instead, I'm doing weaving and self-defence. Now, a few years ago, I managed to put myself down to do mountain climbing and mattress making. I thought, well, that way I've got something to fall back on, you know. So I'm doing this, haven't I now? Ended up taking weaving and self-defence. Good fun. Mind you, on the negative side, guess who's joined in? That bitch, Esme. Pissing Esme Glover. Can't believe it. So she's in there, isn't she? Anyway, I took my place and totally ignored her. I sat next to this blind woman. We got a nice, quite well, you know, because she never spoke to me. And I was doing this lovely caftan in Minton Morove. I thought it would be nice for, you know, lounging around and watching Judge Judy. So it was all sorted out and it was lovely. But then I noticed this smell. Do you know what it was? Durbank lice treatment coming from the blind woman. I thought, isn't that lovely? Then she started singing Helen Shapiro medleys. Well, that put me right off. And the one thing that really got to me was when she took a cardigan off and I saw her ample underarm hair. That put me right off my Caramac. I thought, oh, I'll be eating that. Anyway, she then proceeded to steal me bobbin. She tried to weave with my newly permed hair. That was terrible enough. And then she rammed my arm straight down my loom. Well, I weren't having her then. Now I said pandemonium ensued. I was in agony, the blind woman was in tears, and the woman from the local council estate was in everybody's pissing handbags. I'm £12.50 down, am I? She left me Lambert and Bottler, but took two strips of Valium off me, the witch. Anyway, I thought that would help. I thought self-defence would be good. You know, in case any of my punters get a bit leery in the back. Or if our Jack's had too many cans of Boddingtons, I thought, you know. Anyway, it never ceases to amaze me how many people you encounter in life that you know. I mean, that Esme Glover, would you believe it? She's put herself down as well for self-defence. Well, she didn't really. She put down self for yoga. But I saw the list and I changed the name. I thought I'll get me on back on that bitch. After the way Warwick's treated our Mitchell. So we ended up in it, didn't we? Self-defence classes, I couldn't wait to get into an half Nelson and give her kidneys a good kicking, that bitch. We're known to bear grudges, us de Brays, you know, we always do. And apparently, you know, of course, our Mitchell, yes, finished with Warwick. Well, Tripod's been looking after him. You know, they keep going on these trips out together, days out on the back of his moped, which is quite nice, isn't it? My daughter Athena keeps saying that Mitchell's a viper in her bosom, which I think is very dramatic. I think she must be reading Shakespeare at school. She's been unbearable this week. It's final year, she's got a lot of work to cram into, you know, 4 years worth of work in 12 months. She's a little behind the rest of the year, no, but I said to her governors, once she's finished that community service, paid her fine, and met each one of the Nolan sisters, she'll be fine, she'll knuckle down. Anyway. Oh, back to the self-defence classes then, Rod. Let me tell you, I got my own back on that bitch, Esme Glover. What? I chose her as my self-defence partner. I thought, we'll have that bitch in it, yeah. Anyway, they said a plaster cast can come off in 4 weeks. I suppose that's not too bad. Like I said, you cross us de Brays at your peril. Right, Monday morning, where was I? Magistrates Court yet again in Wigan. What was I there for? Because a copper caught me going round in 4th gear round a roundabout. That's where I got, and guess who I ended up with? I was only rushing to bring him by sale that was on at the Baptist Tabernacle, but guess who I managed to see? Yes, guess who's now a magistrate? Myrtle Clegg. Her from Slaughterhouse, can you believe it? She's now a pigging magistrate. She took great delight in telling me to stand up straight, take my hands out my Wrangler jeans pockets, found me £240, the witch, and 4 points on my licence, and I've got to go for temper management. Me? Temper pissing management. Oh, for 2 pins I'd deck her. I don't think I need that. She clearly misses the point. You know, I've no temper at all. There's no change in my demeanour. I'm angry all the time. Anyway, back to Joni Pollitt. You know, her mother's been working in this high-rise block of flats. She's been living in them. Well, they said I should have a look, you know, move out to Ration Row. So I've been looking at these high-rises in Wigan. She's on the 4th floor. It's 12 floors. By the way, if you can hear that parroted background cheeping, that's Brambles we're looking after for the next door neighbour, but 4 down the road. She's gone on holiday at Canaries. She should have took pissing parrot with her, I think, and let it go, seeing its relatives. Anyway, we went to this flat, didn't we? Oh, seen nothing like it. I walked in, I thought they'd re-elected Margaret Thatcher, then I realised the newspapers had been down on the floor since the 1980s. The mother, Johnny Pollitt's mother, was sat in a wheelchair, well no, it was a commode, watching reruns of Coronation Street, eating chips, catheter bag propped up on the front of her Zimmer frame. I thought, classy bitch this. So I thought I'll go outside and have a fag on the balcony. So I was having my fag, but I was flicking my hands, wasn't I? In my hands, like you do. 4 floors up. Anyway, something dropped in my hand. When I looked, it was a glass eye. I went, oh, whose is this? So I went back in. She said, it's the man upstairs, Mr. Greek man. I don't know if you know him, Mr. Papadopoulos. She didn't normally peeps down to look down my negligee, my nightie. I said, oh, right, well, I'll nip upstairs with this, shall I? So I give it back to him. Knocked on the door. He said, yes. I said, are you Mr. Papadopoulos? This yours? He went, thank you. Flicked it back in. So he said, do you want a drink? I went, yeah, what do you drink in Greece? He said, ouzo. I said, what? Ouzo? Never had that. Go on, give me some. Well, give me this ouzo. I only wanted a small one. I'd only gone for half a pint to a flat on my back with my legs parted in front of a gas fire with a bar missing on a threadbare carpet. He was parting my legs even more. So what do you think you're doing? He said, I think I'm going to have sex with you. I said, I bet you said that to all the girls. He said, no, just them that catch me eye. That's the week I've had. Right, I best go. Go to bed now and go kill that pissing bird. If it doesn't shut up, it'll get throttled or shoved into pissing canary clock. Cut. It's going to get throttled. Or if not, it's going to get shoved into that bloody cuckoo clock. Cuckoo will come out, I tell you. Right, I'll love you and leave you. See you next time. Tra! Oh, and remember, my thought for the day, never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Because if you do it today and you like it, you can do it again tomorrow. Tra!